Okay, students, in this video, we will see the solution of question number 55. The names are similar to question number 54, which are P, Q, and R, respectively. But this question is a problem question because the answer given at the back is wrong. Okay, I don't know how they make this kind of mistake. There are two problem areas here. Okay, there are two problems. That is number one in revaluation account and number two in capital account. Okay, balance sheet is okay, it's matching, no issue. uh, so this explanation will be done in the class itself, okay, because I want to explain this problem in person. Okay, so I think it will be more effective. I'll be telling you how to see the problem area. Okay, I cannot explain you that right now. Okay, I can only explain the uh, solution or how to solve the question, but I cannot explain you right now here through this online class that how we can check the answers, or if there is any problem, how to identify it. It's a different thing. So it's beside accounting, isn't it? So let us start with solution anyway. So P and Q are the partners as per the ratio 3 is to 2. R is admitted for 1/6 share. So whenever this R is coming for 1/6 share, the remaining part will be 5/6. This 5/6 will be multiplied uh, with the old ratio of the old partners, that is P and Q. Okay, so we get the ratio. New ratio is, that is 3 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, and sacrificing ratio, the same way we are following since long, we get, that is 3 is to 2. Okay, so let us move on to revaluation account now. Okay, point number 2. Debtors 1500 will be written off as bad debts. Okay. Uh, okay, I will explain this after some time. Let us just hold on. Point number 3. The liability against this workmen compensation reserve uh, was determined at rupees 3000, which is to be paid off. Whenever you see this kind of word, paid off, which means we are paying the amount. Okay, they have been paid off, we are making the payment. So this workmen compensation reserve, uh, I think I explained in the previous video also what is workmen compensation reserve. So still let me explain you in brief that workmen compensation reserve is actually the amount that is set aside out of profit. Okay, just like general reserve or simply reserve, this amount is also a reserve. Okay, it is a part of profit which is set aside for a specific purpose. Okay, this general reserve or reserve is a general reserve in a way, that is, the amount can be used for any purpose. Okay, but this workmen compensation reserve or investment fluctuation reserve, these kinds of reserve are specific reserve. Okay, they will be used for a particular purpose. Okay, so workmen compensation reserve is actually the amount of profit which is set aside for the future purpose if there is any accident or any mishap in the factory, uh, when the workers will be injured. Okay, so that time, in order to compensate such accident, the amount will be given to them. So this workmen compensation reserve is a compensation fund, okay, in times of accidents or mishaps, to be given to the workers. So this amount, as I told you just now, that this is the amount out of which is, which is the amount of profit which is set aside for the future purpose, isn't it? So this is a reserve. which is a part of profit. So this part of profit was previously rupees 8,000 that was secured for the workers. But as per the adjustment, this amount was determined at rupees 3,000 rupees, isn't it? So which means still we have 5,000 in our hand. That is the amount of reserve. That is workmen compensation reserve. Okay. In classroom, I'll be telling that this amount to be WCR in short. Okay. You should be knowing that. This WCR also has a different name, that is WCF, Workmen Compensation Fund. Okay. They both are same. Only this word fund or reserve, it is making a difference, but they are 100% same. Okay. Only the name is different. Anyway, this 8,000 is the total amount of WCR, isn't it? Now, out of 8,000, only 3,000 is to be paid to the workers, and the remaining amount, that is 5,000, is to be shared between the old partners as per the old ratio, because this amount is uh, actually a part of profit, isn't it? And this 5,000 is the surplus amount which is left out after the payment of rupees 3,000. So this 5,000 is to be shared between the old partners P and Q as per their old profit sharing ratio. Here R has no share here because R is a new partner, and in the question nothing has been said. Okay, just like in question number 53, 54. In question number 54, it was clearly mentioned that the general reserve is to be continued, isn't it? So, regarding this WCR, Workmen Compensation Reserve, there is no other information. Only it has been said that 3,000 is to be paid off. What about the remaining amount, 5,000? No information. So, if there is no information regarding this, okay, then the amount will be shared between the old partners as per the old ratio, that is 3 is to 2 in this question. Okay, so WCR in this case, in this particular case, WCR will not appear in the revaluation account. Okay, but in other case, if the amount, if the existing amount here is rupees 8,000, isn't it? If the existing amount is less and the new amount is more, at that point of time, uh, this WCR will appear in the debit column of revaluation account. Let me tell you that if in case of rupees this 3,000 which is mentioned in point number 3, if the amount was rupees 10,000, okay, so at this point of time WCR would appear in the debit column of revaluation account. Why? Because the existing amount is 8,000 and the new amount is how much? 10,000. So there is an increase of rupees 2,000 in the liability. Remember that this WCR is a liability. However, it is a part of profit, but still it is a liability, isn't it? Just like capital, okay, credit balance of profit and loss account, uh, creditors, outstanding expenses. These all are the liabilities. So this WCR in this case, as I said, if in case of rupees 3,000, if it was rupees 10,000, there is an increment of rupees 2,000. So at this point of time, WCR would appear. Okay. But in this particular case, the amount is less compared to the existing amount of WCR, isn't it? So the left out, whatever is left over, will be shared between P and Q as per their old ratio. Okay, still if you have confusion, please let me know. Okay, because at once you will never understand this point. Anyway, so let us move on to point number 4. I will come to point number 2 afterwards. Okay, uh, stock will be depreciated by 10%, furniture by 500 rupees, and plant and machinery by 8%. So how much is the stock? Stock is 20,000. So 10% of 20,000 will be how much? 2,000 rupees. Furniture amount is already given, 500 rupees. Plant and machinery by 8%. The amount given is 40,000 of plant and machinery. So 8% of 40,000 will be 3,200. Point number 4 is associated with the assets. Okay, and all the assets, stock, furniture, and plant and machinery, these three assets are decreasing. Okay, so whenever the assets they decrease, we write the amount in the debit column of revaluation account. So 2,500, 3,200. Okay, I will explain this provision for bad debts at the end, not now. So let us move on to the next adjustment. Investments rupees 2,500 are not mentioned in the books to be taken into account. So the investment was not mentioned in the balance sheet before, and the amount was 2,500 rupees. So we have to mention it right now. So assuming in the previous balance sheet, let us suppose the investments was zero. Now it is how much? 2,500 rupees, isn't it? So there is an increment of rupees 2,500, which and investments are assets. So investment is actually increasing by 2,500 rupees, isn't it? So we have to put it in the credit side of revaluation account. Now let us move on to the next adjustment. A creditor of rupees 2,000 not recorded in the books was to be taken into account. Okay. Now here there was a creditor of rupees 2,000. Okay, which was not taken into account. So we have to write it now, which means the creditor is increasing. I hope you remember one question. I don't know the question number right now, but out there. Uh, there was an adjustment that a creditor of rupees 1,000, I suppose it is 1,000 only, was not traceable for a long period of time. So it is to be written back. There was a term written back, which means we have to minus it, isn't it? So at that point of time, we had subtracted from the creditors, but here in this question number 55, we have to plus the creditors. So creditors are the liabilities. So whenever the liabilities they increase, we keep it in the debit side of revaluation account. Okay. So we have written this amount 2,500, 3,200, and 2,000 of creditors just now I mentioned, and the investments rupees 2,500 rupees. Okay. So what about this? What about adjustment number 2? Adjustment number 2 is about the daters. Okay, daters rupees 1,500 will be written off as bad dates, and provision of 5% will be maintained for bad dates and all. Okay, so there is an alternative way also to make this revaluation account, which I will be explaining in the classroom, not now. Okay, because you will be confused, so many alternative methods. Okay, so you will be confused. uh, anyway, let us read question number sorry, adjustment number 2 one more time. Daters amounting rupees 1,500 is to be written off as bad dates, and provision for 5% is to be maintained. Okay, I hope you know this from class 11. uh, there is a particular chapter in class 11 about reserves and provisions. Okay, so regarding this debtors adjustment we do in class 11. Okay, so anyway, if you don't understand or if you have not understood that particular portion, let me explain you right now. So the debtors is rupees 1,500 is to be treated as bad debts. So the debtors amount is how much? Debtors amount is rupees 18,000. So out of 18,000, 1,500 is our bad debts. Okay, as you can see here on your screen, that the total amount of debtors is how much? 18,000. So out of 18,000, 1,500 is to be treated as bad debts. So what is the remaining figure? The remaining balance of debtors is 16,500, isn't it? So as per the question, we have to maintain a provision of rupees, maintain a provision of 5%. So 5% of 16,500 will be how much? 825. But here is an interesting point. Let us look at the liabilities column of this uh, balance sheet. Have a look. Okay, there is a provision for bad debts, rupees 2,000, which is already existing in the liabilities column. Okay, let me tell you one more time that before you start solving the question, it is advisable that you look at the question. Okay, you read the question properly, one times or two times. Okay, and look at both assets and the liabilities side of the balance sheet. It is my personal request. Please read the questions properly before you solve the question. Okay, then you start. So, anyway, I hope you have understood this point. Amount of debtors is 18,000, which is the original amount. Just like I mentioned in question number 54 also, the original amount was how much in question number 54? It was 20,000, isn't it? So similarly, the original amount of debtors is 18,000. Okay, the original amount of debtors is 18,000. Remember this. So from this original amount, we have to subtract the bad debts. So the bad debts is 1,500. The remaining amount is 16,500. So 5% of 16,500 will be how much? 825. But it should be noted that there is a provision of rupees 2,000 which is already existing in the balance sheet. And this already existing provision is the problem. Okay, that is why I said that there are two problems in this particular question. Number one, revaluation account, and number two, capital account. So this is the problem of revaluation account. But I will explain in class that what is the problem actually. Okay, if you have understood this, whatever is on your screen, okay, let us move on to the next slide. But if you have not understood, please restart the video or rewind the particular portion. Okay, so let us now move on. As you can see here, I have highlighted with green and this, what is this color? Uh, Whatever this color is. Okay, maybe I don't know what is this color. Anyway, so I have highlighted this provision, new provision with yellow and old provision with red. Okay, old provision with red and new provision with yellow. This new provision just now we calculated 825 rupees. Okay, and this old provision, which is an existing provision, is rupees 2,000, which is our old provision. Okay, so the new provision is how much? 825, as you can see here. Okay, and the the old provision is 2,000 rupees. Okay, so this highlighted are actually the difference to show you the alternative method or this method. Okay, whatever the method you are comfortable with, you can follow. Okay, there is no compulsion that you have to follow this particular method only. Okay, you can follow any of the method, but before doing this particular portion, before you continue with this particular portion, you have to do this one first. First you solve this. Okay, first you do this portion. Okay, complete this portion, then only move on to this particular portion. Okay, so as per your level of understanding, you can follow any of the method. Okay, so let me explain you the first one here. We have already calculated. Okay, before I continue this explanation, I must tell you that we have already calculated this amount, 825 rupees. Okay, So now bad debts is how much? Have a look at adjustment number 2. Bad debts is 1500, isn't it? And the new provision is how much? 825 rupees. So let us do the total of these two. How much it will be? It will be 2325 rupees. Okay. And we have to subtract the existing provision, that is 2000 rupees. I'm sorry, I forgot to put the brackets here. Brackets denote subtraction in accountancy, you know that. Okay. We do not use uh, minus sign or plus sign in accountancy. We use bracket. Okay. So please put the bracket here. Okay. Put the bracket here. Oh, what is happening? Okay. So put the bracket here. 325. This 325 is the amount of provision to be created further. Okay. Let me explain you one more time. Bad debts is 1500. Provision, new provision is 825 rupees. Total will be 2325. And we have to subtract the old provision from this total 2325, which will be 325. This 325 is the further amount of provision that is to be created. Okay. Now, what is the logic behind this? Whenever a provision is created, okay, whenever a provision is created on debtors, it is actually to absorb the loss. Okay. So whenever there is a loss or bad debts, the created provision will absorb it, which means the bad debts of rupees 1500 is to be absorbed by this provision, which is 2000 will absorb the damage of 1500. This provision actually it acts like a bulletproof, okay, for the debtors. So it will absorb the amount of 1500. Okay. So that way we have to see this provision for bad debts. Anyway, I hope you have understood this. Okay. The total amount was 2225. Okay. And from this, only 2000 was absorbed because 2000 is the limit of provision, as you can see in the liabilities column, which is 2000. So 325 could not be managed. So this 325 is the amount of provision which we are creating here, and the same amount is appearing here, 325, in the debit column. Okay. I will not explain you what would be this if the amount is negative or whatever. I will not explain because you will be, it will be overloaded for you guys right now. Okay. So if the amount is left over, we put it in the debit side. That's it. Very simple for a time being. Okay. Now there is another method, alternative method. Just now I mentioned that this provision can be seen as the bulletproof or a barrier which will absorb the damage. Okay. This provision is only maintained for the damage control. Okay. So from the old provision, bad debts will be subtracted. I'm explaining you the alternative method right now. Okay. So from 2000, 1500 will be subtracted. How much is the balance here? This is the balance. Okay. It would have been better if I had written this balance here. Anyway, this 500 is the balance. So we had the old provision of rupees 2000. From that provision, 1500 is gone, isn't it? So what is the leftover? 500 is the leftover, isn't it? Now we have to maintain a new provision. The new provision is how much? 825. So we need 825 rupees, but we have in our hand how much? 500 rupees. So how much extra we need? We need extra 325. So this 325 is the amount of provision that is to be created further. Okay, whether you follow this method highlighted by the green or this alternative method highlighted with this particular color, in both the cases your answer will be same. Whether you follow this one or this one, answer will be same. Okay, you do any of the method. Okay, so the provision will be debited to the revaluation account. So after writing all the amounts, as we can see here, the total of debit side will be more, which is 8,025 rupees. Okay, and we will find the balance here, 5,525 rupees. Okay, which is the loss, and this loss is to be shared between P and Q as per the old ratio. Okay, you must be wondering that in the book the answer is given 5625. I have checked the answers. 5625. I will tell you about that particular thing in classroom. Okay, from where this 100 is coming. Actually, this 100 is not hidden here. Okay, this 100 is this part. Okay, it will be 4 to 5, then your answer will, I mean the loss will be 5525, which is technically wrong, which is completely wrong, which is absolutely wrong. It can never be 425. Yeah, if we do the wrong procedure, it will be wrong, which is 4 to 5. Anyway, I hope you have understood this revaluation account. If you have not understood, please rewind the video. Okay, because as you know that this online class teaching is a little bit different from the classroom teaching. Okay, anyway, if you have not understood this particular portion, okay, regarding this provision for bad debts, this is a problem area. I can make a separate video for this, okay, with different questions. And I must tell you that this kind of problem, you will face in the college level also. Okay, in the first year also, you have to face this kind of problem. So it is better you understand right now. Okay, in class 12, so that you don't have to put much pressure understanding these kind of items, because there will be new chapters. Okay, so I hope you have understood right now, isn't it? Revaluation account. Still, if there is any confusion or problem, let me know. Okay, now let us move on to the capital account. Again, here in the capital account also, there is a problem here. Okay, I told you before also that this question is a troublemaking question. So anyway, let us continue with our solution. So we can see the balance sheet given. Okay, and from there we extract the balance of P and Q, which is 60,000 and 40,000. Okay, and in this question, if you have a look at the asset column, we have cash written here, so we are writing cash. Okay, and point number one explains that R will bring 30,000 as his share of capital and 10,000 as his share of premium for goodwill. Okay, so this premium for goodwill, 10,000, will be shared between uh, the partners P and Q as per their sacrificing ratio, which is 3 is to 2. So we will write. Okay, now that workmen compensation reserve, which I explained before, which was 8,000 rupees, and out of 8,000 rupees, we have paid 3,000 rupees, isn't it? So what is the leftover amount? The leftover amount is how much? It is 5,000. That 5,000 will be shared between P and Q as per their old ratio. Remember, old ratio. So you have to remember this, premium for goodwill as per sacrificing ratio, workman compensation reserve, old ratio, profit or loss on revaluation, old ratio. Okay. So in the credit side, we write the amounts 60,000 for P, again 6,000 for P, and 3,000. Okay, these items. For the Q, same amount, that is balance, premium for goodwill, WCR, 40,000, 4,000, and 2,000. Okay, and for R we have 30,000 rupees. Okay, now in this particular question we are having loss. Okay, you can check the solution of question number 54. There was profit. So we were writing revaluation account on the credit side. Okay, but here in this question, since we have loss, we are writing in the debit column. Okay, this is the loss amount. Okay, so we get this figure, and let us move on to point number one more time. As you can see here, the words which start from half of which will be withdrawn by P and Q, isn't it? This goodwill premium, whatever R is bringing, R is bringing actually how much? 10,000 rupees, isn't it? So out of this 10,000, half portion, that is 5,000. This 5,000 will be withdrawn by P and Q. Okay. So this 10,000 was shared between P and Q as per their sacrificing ratio, which was 6,000 and 4,000. So the half of this 6,000 will be how much? 3,000. Half of this 4,000 will be how much? 2,000 rupees, isn't it? So we get this balance same way. Okay. See, guys, in order to understand this accountancy, you have to follow some protocols, and the protocol is very simple. Please solve the questions also at the same time. Pause the video, solve the question. Okay, again start the video. Okay, you solve the question. Okay, as I'm explaining, please solve in the copy so that you can understand. Otherwise, there is no chance that you will understand this. Okay, so this logic. Okay, before we start with the logic, let me tell you the this balance of capital accounts of partners are also not matching. Why? If you total these two items, it will be how much? 65,685. Check the answer. It is written 65,685. Now, are you getting? So, where are the problems? I hope you are getting the hint, isn't it? So, again, total of Q will be how much? 43,790 rupees. Have a look. Okay. But I don't want to promote that wrong answer. Let us start with our solution. Okay, so what is the logic behind this? Why we are subtracting? Because it is mentioned in the question, we have to follow the question, isn't it? And I hope you know this from class 11. Still, I want to focus in class 11 because in class 11, this kind of basic things were to be explained in class 11 itself. Okay, you know that while preparing final accounts, let me go to the final accounts. Uh, we must have noticed that whatever is in the adjustment, okay, whatever is given in the adjustment, it appears two times. Okay, it appears twice. Whatever is given in the adjustment, whatever, be it whatever, okay, if it is given in the adjustment, it appears two times. Okay, so first here in the capital account, it has to be there. It is already there. This is a normal case whenever the partner brings in. Okay, this is not the first time. uh, okay, so premium for goodwill is to be credited. This is compulsory. Okay, now regarding that half portion, that half part, okay, which is withdrawn, so so for the first time it is appearing here, and the second time it appears in the balance sheet. Okay, I will explain the balance sheet afterwards. So, but before that, let us focus here. Premium was distributed between P and Q. Okay, this is a normal case. We have to do it. Okay, we have to do it by default. We have to do it anyhow. Whether the premium amount was brought or not, uh, P's capital account and Q's capital account were to be credited by the premium for goodwill. Okay, it has to be by default. So now the for the first time we are making the withdraw. So this amount is to be withdrawn by the partners P and Q. So they have withdrew the 50% or the half of the 6,000 and 4,000, as you can see here, which is highlighted with green and light green and yellow. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay, now let us move on to balance sheet. Okay, let us follow the pattern. The cash account is having the balance of 12,000. So 12,000. Okay. Uh, R will bring in the extra cash for his capital, which is 30,000. Okay. 12,000 plus 30,000. 12,000 is the existing balance. 30,000 is the capital of R. R is also bringing his share of premium for goodwill, that is 10,000. Okay. And half of which was withdrawn by P and Q. We have seen here P and Q are withdrawing the amount 3,000 and 2,000. Total is how much? 5,000, isn't it? So we are subtracting 5,000. You can see here the minus sign, 5,000. What is this about? Minus 3,000. Go to point number 3. What was mentioned out there? Paid off, which means we are making the payment. So 3,000 is to be subtracted. We are making the payment. So the cash is going out, isn't it? I hope you know the golden rule: debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So cash is going out, so we are subtracting the amount. So we get the figure 44,000. Okay. Now, daters. For this daters, we have already made this working note. Okay. I hope you have copied the same also in your copy. So from 18,000, 1,500 is the bad debts, remaining is 16,500, and the provision at the rate 5% will be 825, okay, which is a new provision. We will subtract, and this will be here, okay, 15,665. And if you are still, if you are still asking, where did that 2,000 rupees go? The existing provision for bad debts, which was already existing, isn't it? You have the working note with you. This 2000 was already gone here. This 2000, this 2000 is already gone here. From this 2000, the bad debts was already covered. It was already absorbed. So 500 is remaining, and 325 is the new provision. So this 825, this 825 is actually have 500, this balance amount, which is left. Okay. You can check this amount also, 2325, also by adding these two amounts, 1500 and 825. You will get the amount 2325. Okay. Anyway, let us move on. Investments, you have 2500. We get this figure from the revaluation account. I'm writing it before writing this stock, furniture, plant and machinery, assuming that investment is a short time period, or it can be the long time period also. Okay, but not compared to the this plant and machinery, furniture and stock. As you can see here, this marshalling of balance sheet. Okay, I hope you know this term, right? Marshalling. Okay, the process of making balance sheet is known as marshalling of balance sheet. I hope you studied in class 11. Again, I want to point out to class 11. Okay, so marshalling of balance sheet has two methods, okay, or the two approaches. Okay, one. Okay, I will make a separate video for that. Okay, let me not make it heavy. Okay. Stock is how much? 20,000. Okay. So stock, from stock we will subtract 2,000. We get this amount 18,000. Refer to the revaluation account which we have prepared here. I hope you know it by now, what we have to do while making the new balance sheet. So stock 18,000, furniture will be 39,500, and plant and machinery 36,800. Total will be 1,56,475. Uh, you can check the answer for this figure. Okay, how we are getting. Okay, now let us move on to the liabilities column. This sundry debtors is 20,000 and 2,000 is the increment. You can check point number uh, 6 for that. We have already done this adjustment in the revaluation account also. So, okay, I hope you now you are getting. Okay, what do I mean by this adjustment will appear two times? See, this creditors is an adjustment. This 2,000 is the adjustment, isn't it? So it will appear two times. So this creditor is appearing for the first time in revaluation account and the second in the balance sheet. So every adjustment appears two times. Okay, whatever be the adjustment, remember this. Okay, so it will be 22,000. Now after creditors, we have provision for bad debts, but this provision for bad debts will not appear. This 2,000 is no longer existing. Why? Because again, let me take you to this working note. This 2,000 provision was used for absorbing the bad debts and adjusting the new provision, so it will not appear. Okay. So unlike uh, this particular method, you can follow question number 54 also. Okay, to keep the amount of provision in the liabilities column. Okay, the liabilities column will be 825. Okay, liabilities column sorry, provision will be 825 rupees. That time your total will be different. Okay, don't worry about this total. uh, it is not compulsory that your answer should match with the answer given in the book. Remember that balance sheet is the main thing. Okay, so if your balance sheet is not matching, somewhere is the problem. Okay, I hope you had a hard time matching the balance sheet in class 11. Anyway, so let us continue. Capital accounts, we extract this balance from the capital accounts, which are given here. Balance CD, you can see these three items here. Okay, so we get this figure. Okay, uh, there are many things which I wanted to explain more, but let us keep it for the classroom. Okay, now let us move on to the journal entries. Now journal entries are very simple. Okay, so yeah, this much. So I hope you know these two entries, first two entries. Okay, I hope you know this. Okay, if you don't know, please let me know. But by now, you should have understood this because we are doing this part from first chapter. Remember, from the valuation of goodwill. Okay, so let us look at adjustment number one. Half of the premium for goodwill was withdrawn by P and Q. So whenever the premium will be withdrawn, okay, the capital accounts of partners will be debited. So capital account of P and Q is debited here, okay, by 5,000, which is the half of this amount premium for goodwill. Okay, and remaining are the uh, entries from the revaluation account. But this time we have done a compound entry here because now it is the time that you should know the compound entry also. Okay, so this previously, if you refer to the previous questions, I hope you have copied the solutions of previous questions up to question number 53. Okay, if there is any journal, please refer to that right now. You can pause the video and refer to the journal entries. What we used to do is that whenever there was the profit, okay, we used to make a separate entry for this sharing of profit or loss, isn't it? But here we are making the compound entry, so the entries are looking this way. Okay, so whatever the debit items are appearing in the revaluation account are to be written as 2 here. Okay, let me take you to the revaluation account for a time being. See, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items, isn't it? Total will be 8025. So similarly, 5 items here, 2 provision for bad debts, all the items of debit side. Okay, don't think that these items are appearing in the debit side, so these items to be debited. No, this is not the concept of ledger. Okay, in fact, we are preparing a revaluation account, isn't it? We are preparing a revaluation account. So the revaluation account is debited by these items. So this is the concept here of preparing a ledger. So you have to debit the revaluation account at this point of time. So revaluation account debit to these items. Okay, and here in the credit side, you have to keep this revaluation account in the credit side. Just like you can see here, the revaluation account is being credited and the other items will be debited here. Okay, so investment is an asset and P and Q, they are sharing the loss here because we have loss. Okay, this much because I don't want to explain more. The video is already very lengthy. If there is any confusion, please let me know. Okay, God bless you.